Hello everybody, this is Bird Brain. We're here, we are nerdy for the birdies. So after the hellscape that has somehow been the end of the Eagles season to basically today, the Eagles finally have an OC, or really more so a different offensive system coming into place. So Thursday night I originally recorded a video, I was going to make it Friday, where I was going to talk about Sean Mannion as the OC, and then I wake up Friday morning and we find out the Eagles hired Josh Grizzard as well. So we're going to talk about both, just kind of knock out two birds with one stone. So starting off with Sean Mannion, this is a guy who was a quarterback coach for the Packers the last few years. He was a backup quarterback in the league, mainly on the Vikings and Rams and Seahawks. And Josh Grizzard spent a lot of time with the Dolphins going back to 2017. He went to Tampa in 2024, became the passing game coordinator there for a year before becoming an offensive coordinator last year. And I'll be honest, so the biggest takeaway from these two moves is you're definitely pulling in guys from that kind of McVay, more the McVay side of things than Shanahan kind of offensive tree. You have Sean Mannion, who worked with guys like Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay, Clint Kubiak, as his time as a backup, and then obviously worked under Matt LaFleur, who runs a similar Shanahan type scheme with Green Bay. And then you have Grizzard, who was with the Dolphins through a few regimes, but was retained by Mike McDaniel when he was there, and then eventually became the pass game coordinator with Liam Cohen, who also comes from that same tree, and after that was the OC. They ran a lot of that same stuff, so they clearly are branching away from what the offense was the last few years, which is some variation of the Frank Reich, Nick Sirianni, Tom Moore style offense that's kind of starting to get a little out of date and getting stale. It's time that we took things up. So it looks like, to me, we'll be running some version of it. I don't know if it's going to be the full thing, because I feel like if you were going to do the full thing, I think obviously they were really in on Mike McDaniel. That didn't happen. I don't know to what extent they were what really in means, how badly they really fought for him. I don't know, so we'll find that out at some point. Probably some article will come out. But to me, I think we're going to see the offense look a little different next year. And I think it's a change that's sorely needed. The offense just felt stale last year. It felt predictable. It didn't really have an identity. Now you have a new system coming in. I don't think it's going to be holistically just a Shanahan offense. I think it's going to be something to the extent of blending in the things that we've done well, like RPOs, empty sets, and then really emphasizing some of the things we started to see more last year, which is the condensed sets, under center runs, under center play action. That stuff's going to come from the McVay tree, and I think that aspect of the team will look a little different. So, in totality, I think that obviously the offense is going to change, and it'll be interesting to see what it looks like come September. Not just the style, but also just the personnel, because let's be honest, there's a lot of questions about the Eagles' offensive personnel. We have no idea what's going to happen to AJ. Goddard's a free agent. In fact, all of their tight ends that played this year are free agents, so they're going to need a whole new tight end core. There's been whispers about Jeff Stoutland. Is he going to be back next year? Is he not? Whispers about Lane Johnson. Could he retire? We don't know. And if they lose a lot of those players, along with Jahan Dotson, who's also a free agent, that's a lot of change on the offense. And Jahan Dotson in and of itself doesn't sound like much, but 2 out of 3 receivers, wide receivers being gone, and one of your tight ends. I mean, if you're looking really at targets, that's 3 of your top 4 guys going. So that's a lot there. So hopefully it doesn't change too much. I don't think all of those guys leave. I don't think everything's going to change. I do think it'll be something in the middle between nothing and everything. But who knows? But all I can say is that big change is indeed coming to Philadelphia. So anyway, this has been Bird Brain, just giving you my instant reaction. Fly, Eagles, fly. See you around.